أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. My name is Samuel Usman Jibril. I'm here to present a short video on yet another very important topic in the lives of Muslims, that is the Qiblah, the prayer direction. A Qiblah, the prayer direction, is one of the conditions of as-salat, of prayer, with which if one intentionally faces the wrong direction, it invalidates his prayer. So we see it's a very, very important topic in our lives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 144, قَدْ نَرَى تُوَلُّ وَجْهَكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ فَلَنُوَلِّيَنَّكَ قِبْلَةً تَرْضَاهَا فَوَلُّوا وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ فَوَلُّوا وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ وَحَيْثُ مَا كُنْتُمْ فَوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ شَطْرَهُ. Allah says to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, so many times we've seen you turn your face towards the heavens. He then said, okay, so we will turn your face to the Qibla that you like, that pleases you, and wherever you find yourself, turn your faces towards the Qibla, that is Masjid al-Haram, and that is Kaaba. Based on this, it is a consensus agreed by all scholars that it is wajib, that is compulsory, for one to face the Qibla when he's saying his salat, be it the nafil or the fard. The fourth school of thoughts, namely Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, Imam Abu Hanifa, and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, have all agreed that it is wajib to try and face the Qibla when one wants to perform his prayer. The three school of thoughts, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, the Imam Abu Hanifa, all agreed that if one is far away from the Qibla, he can face a direction that is towards the Qibla. While Imam Shafi is of the opinion that if one can, he should try his possible best, wherever he is, to face directly the Kaaba, because in the verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word shatara. Shatara, that is direction. He said, فَوَلِّي وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. He said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was instructed to turn his face towards the direction of Kaaba. And he believes this one has the ability to find out the actual direction that faces the Kaaba. One has to find out the exact position of Kaaba. But the consensus opinion is, if you are in Masjid al-Haram, you have to face the Kaaba. And if you are within the city of Makkah, you can face Masjid al-Haram. If you are within Saudi Arabia, you can face Makkah city. And if you are outside Saudi Arabia, you can face Saudi Arabia, or at least face Jazirat al-Arab. We here in Nigeria, we have a peculiar problem, whereby most mosques are built facing 90 degrees, because like we say in Hausa, we said Gabas. There's a difference between Gabas, which is east, and Al-Qiblah. Al-Qiblah is the position of the sacred house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is the Kaaba at Masjid al-Haram, while 90 degrees is east, directly from Nigeria. That is what most engineers use in determining the Qibla of masjid. Some other masjids are built based on the building plan. What I mean by the building plan, if the fence is facing certain direction, most mosques are built right adjacent to the fence, and usually they take the same direction as long as the belief is towards the east. And some use sunrise to determine the Qibla. Using 90 degrees is wrong because position of Kaaba from general location in Nigeria starts from 59 degrees to about 71 degrees from true north. And you see 90 degrees is far way ahead in terms of the bearing. It starts from about 59 degrees to 70 degrees. For example, Kaduna City is 66.7 degrees. So any mosque that is built at 90 degrees means has some certain variation of about 24 degrees of the Qiblah. And the implication of this is based on the distance between Nigeria and Kaaba, which is about, for Kaduna City is about 3,700 kilometers. Based on that, that little variation of 24 degrees takes you away from Jaziratul Arab. In fact, from our own investigation and research, we found out that mosques that are built at 90 degrees are facing Ethiopia. And some that goes beyond 90 degrees, they are facing Djibouti. Based on the research we did in Abuja, we carried out a research on a certain mosque in Abuja. The Qibla direction of that particular mosque is 85 degrees, while Qibla direction in Abuja is 65 degrees. So there's a variation of about 20 degrees. And the distance between Abuja and Masjid al-Haram is about 3,600 kilometers or something like that. So what we did using Google Earth, we projected Kaaba position, and we took the position that is, for example, this is the Qibla direction pointing, and this is the mosque direction pointing. So we drew a line to see the deviation using Google Earth, and we found that that same mosque is facing Djibouti, and the distance from the location where that mosque is facing to Masjid al-Haram is almost 2,000 kilometers. So you see, it's a very, very, very big variation. So it's very important we find out what is the true Qibla of our mosque and our homes, because we pray at home as well. We pray in our fields at home, and women pray at home. It's very, very important. There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ whereby was reported by Tirmidhi and Ibn Majah, narrated by Abu Huraira. He said the Prophet ﷺ said, "Ma bayna al-mashriq wal maghrib al-Qibla." He said whatever is between the east and west is the Qibla for the people of Medina. Based on that hadith, the ulamas agree that if one does not know the direction of Qibla, he can simply find out the direction of Makkah using the coordinates of his location and using the directions. For example, in Nigeria, in Medina, the Qibla is facing north. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Ma bayna al-mashriq wal maghrib al-Qibla." Whatever is between the east and the west is the Qibla. But here in Nigeria, our Qibla is facing northeast. So there's a divided opinion of ulama. Some feel the variation shouldn't be above 45 degrees, because anything above 45, that's the research and the fatwa carried out by the Hanafi school of thought, and it was carried out in Jaziratul Arab, not in Africa or Europe or America. So we could see the proximity is not, it's closer to Mecca compared to our own distance here. Because the farther the position, the more the deviation when there are certain degrees added to the Qibla. So I feel it's very important at this age and time, since we have different means of determining the true Qibla or close direction, somewhere that's very close to the Qibla. I feel it's very, very important that we find out if we're actually facing the right direction, because if we deviate and we're facing East Africa instead of facing the Middle East, we all believe it's totally wrong, because the Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word shatara, that is direction, and Ethiopia is not direction of the Kaaba. Djibouti is not direction of the Kaaba. Anywhere in East Africa is not direction of the